Hey team, Jay Sung here. I wanted to go over USDT.D. I also wanted to answer a question on video that was asked on Patreon, and then I also wanted to clear up a clarification from this morning's dive class. So let's get right into it. The first thing I wanted to show you guys was USDT.D. This is the dynamic of Tether. Remember, when this chart goes up, your cryptos are most likely going to fall. So the last time, a few days ago, we had a big pump up, which we have been expecting for several weeks now, that we were going to be hitting this sword cut area right here. And you guys had that as my analysis. And sure enough, we hit that. But not only did we hit it, and just as a reminder, we passed through it. We pierced above the sword cut, got stuck on the second one, came right back down, but then we were able to break above and sit down on a new cut that was created, and you can see it. This one was actually on like a 4-hour chart. See? Right there. So this is where we cut. This is where price should rest. That's exactly what happened. We went up that day. We came back down and formed a nice arc as we are on this line. All of these lines I've given you guys for several days and several weeks now. So now I'm still expecting price to move up, whether it happens really fast or in slow motion. That I don't know, but it can happen really quick. It may happen, but just be aware that the same flash crash that we had the last week last week is the same type of movement and the same type of rejection that can happen again this time. And just so you guys remember, this is where I'm expecting either 4.29, 5.9, or here, which is actually 482 to 496. That's the width of the sword cut from here based on my price projections and based on my data. This is what I see. Everything in this video is never financial investment or trading advice of any kind. Everything you see is just for entertainment, educational, and comedic purposes only. I eat red crayons for breakfast, and so should you. But if you do, you're going to get a tummy ache. That's my read between the lines type YouTube disclosure. Okay, I wanted to clear up a chart that we had because yesterday I was asked about a chart called True, and it goes under the name of True. So I mean, this was this morning in today's dive class. TRU, and it's on Coinbase. The current price for that True is 26 cents. So I performed a few different analysis on this chart. This one is part of Swords 2.0, and doing Sword 2.0, Sword Method 2.0, I was able to see that we are actually underneath price. The healthy. We're actually not healthy anymore. Price is underneath the main channel, and now I believe we're on our way down based on projections. I have us hitting at 0.22 cents. So this is almost like a short. So I did perform a few analysis on here, but this was at the end of today's dive class. It's divers are my live stream with my students who are learning technical analysis. I'm teaching them the 3 methods that I've created: sword method, star method. I do sometimes I perform star method, and I'm working on sword 2.0, teaching it in the future. But sometimes I perform it during my class. I can't help it. It's easy. So anyway, we're basically swinging up from this area, and I believe we are on our way down. This is not healthy for price. After analyzing everything, most of the lines and most of the swings are exhausted. However, when after the class, I was sticking around with one of my students who was looking at the True on a website called Nomics. And on Nomics, they have what is called Truebit protocol. And Truebit protocol was closer to about 50 cents. And so I thought that was interesting to have that type of thing. And as I performed it, I performed 3 analysis on there. I performed star method, I performed sword method, and then I also performed sword 2.0. In the sword method, as finding the behavior, I found that price is healthy in these areas, sitting and cutting where it should. We moved up, and then also we moved down here, but then we're able to build another case of strength coming up into this, creating these channels. Based on this data, I calculated that the support and breakout was here, of course, and which means that the projection should be from this area here and duplicated from this area, which means I believe we're going up to $1, and I want to say just a little bit above 170. I want to say maybe 180, 175, something like that. And this one is different. We do have a parabolic curve here, so I am waiting for confirmation. We do need a change of behavior. We need price to sit above here, and then we can go up. I do have this nice curve, and it's exactly where it should be. Okay, so that was sword method. Performing star method, I was able to determine that most of the reverberations have been completed. So we do see price sitting and reacting to many of those lines and now sitting on top of the star method. There are a few resistances along the way. I do see one around 111 and 119 approximately. So if you are trading True, current price of True is 50 cents. As we're on our way up, look for some profit taking at 111, 119, price to slow down a little bit at those areas. But we still have plenty of room for which price has to play with it. As long as it doesn't move up too fast, right way, we're going to have a lot of chance to build up strength. However, I forgot to also mention there's a time frame, and it looks like it's going to be before the end of the year that this should happen. So we'll see about that. That's generally the time frame from the length of how it started. From when we last launched, we generally only have about this time. So that gives me about the end of the year. And that's not much time. So we'll see how that plays out. There are exceptions to the rule. And then performing sword 2.0, I have not taught this. Performing sword 2.0 in a nutshell, I do have multiple layers of strength underneath in this area. So these are the angles that are supporting price, and I have plenty of them. There are a few that have not been exhausted. So in going over this with the student, I wasn't explaining too much, but most of these type of exhaustions were not acting as resistances, which means that if price were to hit this upper resistance line, they'll come back down and act like little stepping ladders. So I don't expect these angles to hold down price, but rather once price breaks above them, for price to sit on them. And that's what I'm expecting based on previous reverberations. So anyway, I know this is just, a little bit complicated, but I do want to share that there's a difference between the True that we covered in class and the one that's found on called Truebit protocol on Nomics. It also has the same number, TRU. So that's kind of really strange, but it's there. So anyway, I wanted to give you guys that. And then I also wanted to share the question that was asked. Here it is. I had the question is, I have a question. I always buy at market price, and I've never used limit orders. I want to place some limit orders on Qcoin for a flash crashes and big dips, but I'm not sure how to do it. The reason I am confused is I don't know the difference between placing a limit order and a stop limit order. Which one should I use? So let's say I want to buy more ETN during a flash crash, which means when price goes down. Do I use a limit or a stop order? You're going to use a limit order. A stop order is when you already have crypto and price is falling and you want to get out of that transaction. So you tell the computer, hey, stop my transaction, stop the buy, just exit. So a stop is almost like an exit order. And you can have that if you're going up and price is going down. You want to keep letting your profits ride. You might want to adjust your stop. Some people have a trailing stop. Some brokerages provide for that, where you can just trail by a certain amount of dollars or percentage. And then some are just just numbers that you can just keep rising as price goes in profit, so that when price comes down, you keep your profits. However, if you're wanting to do a buy as price falls, then you're doing a buy limit order, which is generally called just a limit order. And so that means that you would be placing a limit, and instead of when you're buying, it's going to say, do you want to buy at market? You're going to click buy at limit, and then you're going to put in the price that you want to buy, and you're going to put in how much you want to buy. And as price falls to that level, it should trigger your order. Now, bear in mind, it should trigger your order. That is not always the case. Sometimes the price moves so fast and so down, your order is like last in line, and sometimes you won't get filled, or sometimes the price will go so fast it spike down and come right back up. You also won't get fulfilled. And this is also some of the concern that some of the XRP people in the XRP prophetic community, including myself, have. And what I mean by that is that price, when price starts falling, and we see people in the XRP community who will believe that there's going to be some kind of overnight flip and reset. People who in the prophetic communities who had dreams, people about XRP, including me, and people like Prophetess Sharon and different people. We believe that in one day, XRP, no matter how high it is going to come back down and hit around 25 cents. I believe this is going to be around the same time that Bitcoin is going to crash very quickly, and many cryptos, it's going to be either due to liquidity crisis, due to cyber attacks, due to different things that could happen. There's a lot of different intel around there, and they're all pointing to the same event, and it could be a mixture of all of them. It could be a mixture of a lot of events leading from hyperinflation in the United States and around the world and different places, different things, but leading to this event where overnight, prices are just going to be falling. I expect something like this to actually happen in around March. There is a flash crash that I'm expecting this month, and be aware that's USDT, but that's not, I don't believe that's going to hit us at 25 cents. And if it does, that really increases my timeline. I'm going to have to reevaluate it. I think we're only going to go to around up to 48 cents on XRP in the short term. Okay, I'm not bullish XRP yet at the moment. And I do talk about that in my nightly classes. We do have a class that begins in about a half an hour. So I will see you guys in my nightly class. There are classes on Monday in the morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the PM. And then on Friday, there's morning and evening, which is today's Friday. And then on Saturday morning, today's day. And if you guys are watching this video, tomorrow is my Patreon dive class. So every Patreon, regardless of if you're a dive tier member, regardless, even if you're just pledging $1, or you can get the link to this. And so tomorrow's going to be a big class, and I challenge everyone to show up tomorrow. It's actually 10 a.m. GMT -3, which is 8 a.m. New York time. It might be a little early for some people on the West Coast, but it's going to be 8 a.m. Eastern time, and all the AMs and the dives are at 9 p.m. GMT -3 or 9 a.m. GMT -3. That is 7 a.m. New York Standard Time. And that's because we have people all around the world, some people taking the class before they go to work and wanting to learn about technical analysis, wanting to read price action, have questions about what price is doing today, and you can chat with us live. You can unmute and we can chat, and sometimes we can chat after class and have some on YouTube conversations. If you need to have those conversations, we can talk about them. We got a good group of people, so we're having a great time. But remember about XRP, the last thing I want to say about the XRP, when that flash crash happens, it can happen so quickly that even if you have a limit order at 25 cents, you may not get filled. If you have it for $1, you may not get filled. There are times when we've seen price spike down so quickly and come back up that the systems, the computer algorithms, the brokerages, the exchanges did not have a time to place your order in there. So you just didn't get filled. And I want to keep saying these warnings for everyone, because not only do I expect some type of flash crash next year, or before March or around March is my timeline right now, but I also expect big pumping action as soon as settlement information is released for XRP, meaning it could happen even this month, even possibly before Christmas. If we have a flash crash into Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or just say that, we already know where we're going, because I showed you about I showed you on USDT. So I showed you how far we're going to go, and I've talked about it plenty of times. There might be a good time to accumulate some XRP. I know I'm going to be getting some more XRP once we hit those lower numbers. If we're hitting 48 cents XRP, I'm going to be loading up. That's what this is not financial advice. This is what I'm going to be doing. Anything under $1 is fantastic, but if you can get it for under 50 cents, that's really good, because one day I believe XRP is going to be hitting thousands. I mean thousands, because of the utility aspect. However, with that said, remember, apart from all of that, just what's on the table, there's $12 profit taking down. I believe we're going to go down to $3 or $6, possibly $3, and then another move back up to 12 and beyond. And on that side, there's up to $150 of money that's on the table. And I've talked about this several times, and I'm just going to show it to you guys one more time. Here it is. 1 second. Okay, I'm going to pull it up right here. See, currently XRP does not have strength at the moment. We do need to break above this line for XRP to get back healthy. I am expecting the same flash crash. Price came all the way down here. See this big long spike right here? We went really far down. Okay, we went really down, and then we came right back up. And then we've been going basically sideways ever since. We went all the way down and came right back up. Isn't that interesting? So this type of behavior I'm expecting to happen again during the next flash crash number 2. I believe we're going to be hitting around 48 cents. That's what I can see in the short term. And I believe that can happen sometime in December. We can be hitting down these lower areas down here, 50 cents around there. Okay. According to one of my projections, it's actually 48 cents. And then Bitcoin's the same thing. Bitcoin's almost the same thing. It's all right now we are on the lower side of this channel. Here's the channel. It's a parabolic. It's curved, and this parabolic is the same one duplicated straight down. That's one of my secrets that I use when I am creating some of these channels that are parabolic. So price is moving here. We are building the case, but we are still bearish on Bitcoin until after we come down. And I believe Bitcoin is going to be hitting 33 to 35,000. I have an exact line on one of my charts, which I should talk about often in Dive. But let me show you that last one on XRP, and then I'll end this video. Okay. Oops. Yeah, here it is. Nope, not that one. XRP USD on Bitstamp. Here it is. Yes. All right. So overall, here is the actual. Here's what XRP is actually doing. Okay. This is the channel that's created. This is the roof. This is your mid phantom. This mid phantom line is only. I call it a phantom because you can only see it if you've if you created the angle. These lines are invisible to the human eye. You can't even draw them by connecting any lines generally, unless you draw them by accident. Or if you know how to draw them and how to create them. And these lines are created by connecting this bottom to this bottom and bringing it to this top. It gives you this mid-level and this angle that moves up here, which I call the phantom angle. Okay, and there are rules and special rules with that. This is XRP, so if you could see that if we were to hit these lines today, it's going to be around it's going to be around $8 to $12. If it hits it before March, it's going to be around $12. Okay, around 11.28, around that. So somewhere around these angles is where price has the potential to hit, take some profit. I believe we're going to be coming back down to around $3 or so. And after that, we're going to challenge the 12 again. But the next roof is around $158. So that's a massive amount of potential money that's available for XRP. And I'm letting everybody know what is on the table. I don't think we're going to hit that high. As I always say, I think we're going to actually get to around 99 before the utility switch is activated. And when that switch is activated, I believe XRP is going to be going to the moon and beyond. So be careful if you have that, and also be careful if you have margin. If you're just trading XRP only in margin and you hit $90, there's a high chance that you're going to be stopped out or margined out of your account when we go down. And the major concern I'm going to give you guys, and I know I said this was the last thing, but I need to give out these warnings to you guys. The major concern I have is that when you have a margin account, like KOT4X, when you have those margin accounts, as price is moving up, you start being in the profits. Okay, so right now, if you buy XRP on KOT4X, you may be able to take a swing if price were to go against you down to 40 cents, down to 25 cents, and you're going to be okay. They won't close your profit. They won't close your trade for you just to protect your account, because that's what they do, and that's what's called a margin call. That's when your broker says, you're in the negative too much, I'm going to take it out. Margin is when you're borrowing money to trade. But when you borrow, you're able to borrow thousands. So you may only have $100 and you're going to be able to borrow like $1,000 worth of crypto. However, if it goes to the negative, to prevent you from owing your brokerage several $1,000s, they just cancel your trade. However, they do let you go into the negative somewhat. And that limit from which you can go into the negative is called a margin call. They'll call your account and then cut out your transaction. So, why am I talking about that? Well, take a look at this. When price starts going in the positive, you may see your $100 turn into several thousand very quickly. You may get like $7,000, and then it's going to say, oh, you only have a little bit of margin. And then you're going to feel this. You're going to say, I only have a little bit of margin. So if I know XRP is going up to $12, why don't I buy more? Why don't I spend $7,000 in margin? Because then when it goes up, I'll be able to make $1 million. And you would. Okay, so you can take $7,000, right, and buy $7,000 worth of XRP, and then XRP goes from $1 to $12, and your $7,000 turns into, like, you know, just say 40, 50, $100,000 or $1 million, right? And you're in $1 million, right? And then you're like, oh my gosh, I think we're going to the moon. Okay, if you keep buying more with that margin and buying more and more, that in a way that can make you become very profitable. But if price goes against you, you can be margined out very, very quickly. Now, the reason I'm warning you is because sometime in the future, I believe we're going to be hitting around $100 XRP. And then I believe we're going to have a flash crash down back to 25 cents. So if you were sleeping, you're sleeping, right? You have all this XRP, but you also been margining more and more and more. You didn't just leave it alone and let those profits sit in your account. No, you bought more and you bought more and you bought more with margin, not actually buying the spot. Man, you're not the owner of the XRP. You're just borrowing the profits for XRP. That's, you know, you're just trading on margin. While you're sleeping, price pushes down to 25 cents, and during that moment, it comes right back up. But during the time it pushed down, it took out, you got a margin call. You could, your brokerage like, we're not taking this loss. We're cutting you out. So it went down and you got out of the transaction. You may have some profits and walk away with some profits. Some of you may have some loss if it was, you know, it depends. But you will have something, right? If we were up here and we came back down, you are now out of the transaction. Yet you wake up and overnight XRP went right back up because the switch was activated for its utility aspect, which we're not talking about in this video. But it went up and now XRP is worth thousands, if not millions. And if you guys don't believe me, check out some of the glitches that were happening with XRP over the past year, where price was revealed to be like $170,000 in less than like a minute. How did that? Or the other day when XRP was at $22 million. Like, was it 22 million? I think it was. Here it is. I took a screenshot of it. I don't have it. I think I might have deleted it. But there was a screenshot we had where price was like $22 million. And that's insane price for XRP. And it was a glitch. And then the brokerages were seeing that $22 million price. I'm sorry, it was not 22. I think it was 2 million. I do apologize. So it's like $2 million for XRP. Now, some people you're saying, no, that's impossible. There are many people in the XRP community that studied many of these aspects. And one of the aspects that they saw with XRP is that it is easier for XRP in its utility aspect. It is easier for XRP to be worth a lot to provide liquidity for the world, rather than for the world to have multiple XRPs and XRP is only $1, because then you're going to need billions to provide the liquidity. So instead of having billions of XRP for that, XRP is a finite number as well. It's much more easier to have one XRP be worth millions, or, you know, several, you know, millions, right? So that each XRP can carry the liquidity for everything. So if you understand how the liquidity aspect works and study XRP, what it actually is, it's not just a crypto, then you can understand that it's very possible for we to be living in a world where the true price of XRP really is $1 million. So the other day when you're seeing price hit $170,000 for XRP in less than a minute, there are videos about people watching the glitch. They haven't hit refresh on their screen. If you hit refresh on your screen, it's going to look like it never happened. And yet some people woke up and saw their accounts and they were trillionaires. I'm not kidding. Some people were looking at their accounts and they were billionaires and millionaires, and all they had was a little bit of XRP. How is that possible? There are people in the XRP community who know the price is going to go to the moon and beyond, more than $150. But currently, without utility switch activated, without XRP activated for its true purpose, just the crypto alone can hit 12 and hit beyond just on the data. And I talk about this all the time. Now, I don't think it's going to happen tonight, but be aware, if you have that margin and you're continually buying with that margin, you can get stopped out. And while it goes to $1 million, or just say it goes to $1,000, you're going to wake up and you're going to have no XRP. And that's a scary fact that I want you guys to, if you haven't considered that, consider it. Because as you're on your way up, it might be more smarter for some of you guys to take some of your profit and sell it and just buy XRP. So say you get to $12 in your margin, with all that thousands of dollars, sell it and then buy your XRP that way. With that same amount of money, you're going to buy the same amount of XRP if you bought it back to back. And be careful. While we get up to $100, and you're going to feel a huge temptation to just keep buying more and more. But if you're not exchanging it for real XRP, then when it goes down, you can be at a loss. And also if you're trading a spot market, somebody was asking about the buy limit order. If you have a stop that follows close and you're like, well, I don't want to take a loss. So XRP goes up, right, to $100 and you have a loss for $90. So it goes down to 90 real quick. You're out of the transaction, goes to 25 cents. You're like, whoo, dodge that bullet. It goes right back up. Or you're sleeping and it happens while you're sleeping. It goes down and comes up and goes back to the moon. I mean, this stuff happens all the time. Take a look at when price had that flash crash. How quickly did it happen? Go back to the same day. This was XRP. In one day, you went from 93 cents and went down to 63 cents. Price went down to 63 cents and came right back up to 84 cents. Now, if you were sleeping, you're like, oh, I didn't know what happened. What happened in the middle of the night? Well, while you were sleeping in the middle of the night, boom, price went down, came right back up. It took everyone's stops out. People got out of XRP and the millionaires bought their XRP. The people who could handle the swing took the profit. Okay, so be aware of those things, guys. I care about you. I don't want you guys getting, your XRP taken away just by these brokerages, just by these exchanges, and just because of you made a foolish mistake of putting a stop that was too close, or you're trading now. If you're trading XRP for the long term, just buy it. Maybe forget that you have it. Put it aside, okay? Because it's not even activated. We're still like at 79 cents. It has not activated. And if you're day trading XRP, then continue following me, watching these things, or come to my dive classes, or look at all the other cryptos that we cover. But I did want to let you guys know all these things, and thank you for watching this video with me. I will see you guys in my class. The class looks like it's going to start in just 10 more minutes. So I'll see you guys there. Take care.